All right, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the Handtight Racing YouTube channel. And as you guys know, we're going to be giving away a 2001 two-valve with a 2004 Grand Marquis swap to the PI motor, 46,000 miles on the dash of that car. We've got our valve cover sorted. There's no more leaks. The car's running on its own. And we're ready to throw some goodies at this thing. And we appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and following this giveaway build. Basically, how it's going to work is the more attention that this series gets, the crazier we will go on this build. Maybe even a turbo or something. I don't know at this point. But me and Alex, tonight, actually, because it's pretty late, I think it's like 8:30, we finally got the car on the lift, and we are about to drop the trans, and we are going to add some goodies to this thing. So make sure you guys stay tuned to this build, because it's going to have a lot of money and parts in it when it's done. So here we have the first set of goodies that we're going to be installing to this car now that it runs and drives on its own with no additional help. So we have the BVK clutch line and quadrant kit. We have a McLeod lightweight billet steel flywheel. And we have a McLeod single disc. Let me see. What is this thing? Super Street Pro that we are going to be installing on this thing tonight. So, yeah. Stay tuned. And we're going to get all these upgraded parts installed to this thing. And then we plan to do some BC coilovers, some Cosmos Racing wheels, Scotty D angle kit. This thing is going to be ready to rip, and someone's going to get a straight-up seat-time shredder. Alright, so we're going to start dropping this trans and getting this thing prepped for a new flywheel, a new clutch line, an adjustable firewall adjuster thing, majig, and a new aluminum quadrant. So this thing should operate just fine after these parts are installed. It's a stock clutch, if you guys remember. We just kind of threw it back together because we knew that we were going to pull the trans back out for a new clutch, new flywheel, and all these other goodies. So let's get to it.
Well, I'm fucking working.
So, as you guys can see, we've been going pretty hard. Drive shaft's out, all the bell housing bolts are out, wiring is disconnected. All we have left for this trans to come out is the shifter, which Alex is up in the car. He climbed up there. Usually he's afraid of heights, but I don't know, he's in a different gear today. Drive shaft's out, yeah. So the only thing we have left to pull is the shifter, which he's working on now, and this trans mount. And then she's out of there, and we'll be installing the all the new McLeod and BBK goodies to make this thing operate properly. And huge shout out to the sponsor that is bringing you this video today, Ortiz Performance. They hooked us up with the McLeod clutch, the McLeod flywheel, the BBK cable, quadrant, and adjuster. So they're responsible for this one. So we appreciate you guys. And they'll be actually tuning the car as well. They have offered their tuning service. They want a piece of the action. I'm really excited to see what this thing makes on a dyno. I'm expecting maybe with the mods that we do, intake, headers, exhaust, I'm expecting it to make somewhere around like 290 torque and 260 horsepower. I'm not 100% certain on that, but that'd be my expectation. If we can get more than that, that'd be great. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely a little seat time ripper and a good car for somebody to drive with full AC, full interior, bucket seats, Scotty D e-brakes, Scotty D angle kit, BC coilovers, Cosmos wheels. It's gonna be something that I'm probably gonna want to keep. But one of you guys is gonna win it. So we obviously just busted that out pretty quick. Very pleased with how fast we did that. Trans is out, clutch is off, and we're about to start. We're gonna pull the flywheel off, and then we're gonna basically start the reassembly of all the goodies. I can't wait to see this flywheel on there because it just looks so clean. Actually, it all looks so clean. I mean, look at that clutch. Look at that flywheel. Look at that cable and quadrant. I feel like that's gonna be the one that that takes us some time, because I've never replaced a clutch cable.
Me either.
Have you? It looks pretty easy from what I watched on YouTube, but
I don't know.
we'll see, right? But we seem to have misplaced our new pilot bearing, but fortunately this is a new pilot bearing, so not really a big deal. I was gonna go ahead and replace it while I was in there anyways, even though that one's brand new because we had to buy a new one because the motor came out, and this was a automatic engine originally. But yeah, we're about to bust this shit out. Did you burp? I can smell it, and I don't like it. Obviously off, and we're about to install the new flywheel. But I just wanted you guys to see a comparison between what I think is a AutoZone clutch, basically OEM, and a Ford OEM flywheel, compared to the McLeod stuff that we're putting on. So check this out. Obviously, there's a difference in the quality here. Can't really put my finger on it. Right there. Damn, dude.
We're not that shit.
Someone's gonna get a nicer car than yours.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Tell her to put that TKO on mine.
He's going TKO. He got big money. Big money. Putting the new flywheel on, it looks super freaking, it looks gorgeous, really. I mean, it's billet steel, lightened from McLeod. Looks great. Don't mind my grimy fingerprints. We'll clean those off with some brake clean. And yeah, we're gonna get those bolts in there, red Loctite, and then we're gonna be putting some dowels in some of these holes. I don't know which ones yet, but we'll use the old flywheel for reference because the new flywheel comes with 3, and that one also has 3 on it. So if we line them up with that one, it should be the same. Because you can use this clutch. Stop fucking burping next to me, bro. But
lost your whole train of thought.
We'll use the old flywheel as reference for the dowels. Shouldn't be a problem. So as you can see here, we are backtracking because I thought that I could get the dowels in without a press or a vise, and I was sadly mistaken. So before I go and fuck something up, I'm just gonna take the flywheel back off and we're gonna put them in with the vise. After a little bit of controversy, me and Alex have finally mounted the clutch. We had to get some new bolts because they're not provided with the flywheel, and this clutch, I'm assuming, is bigger than the, well, no, I measured it. I know it's bigger. But luckily for us, Father Time has a bolt bin that had the correct bolts that we needed. So we didn't have to stop and wait till tomorrow to go get new bolts. We had them here on site at Hand-Tight Racing headquarters. So the clutch is in. Got the McLeod in. Obviously it's lined up pretty fucking minty. Dowels are in. Grade 8 bolts holding the clutch in. They're the same length as the OEM ones, so there is no clearance issues, and I didn't have to cut anything. But yeah, fucker's mint. As you can see, it's mounted flush. Looks good in there, even though you'll never see it. But whoever wins this car will know that there's a McLeod single disc Street Pro. I think that's what they call this one, Street Pro. That's what's in here with a lightweight billet steel, not aluminum. We don't like aluminum flywheels around here. I've heard they have a tendency to shatter. So, yep, it's time for that big old girl to go back in. How you feeling? Got
Pretty
anything
good.
you want to add to that?
Yeah, that pressure plate's heavy, so be careful. I think I dislocated my shoulder because I almost dropped it. And make sure you have all the right bolts before trying to put it in.
That's right. And make sure you put the dowels in the correct spot.
Put the dowels in the correct spot.
Yeah.
Because that will fuck you up.
It will. It'll cause you to have a struggle that's completely unnecessary.
Yep.
So this is going to be the fun part, because whoever designed this tunnel engine transmission setup didn't consider that you ever might have to pull the transmission or reinstall it. So they don't give you much room here at the tunnel. So this has to go up, in, like
You have
centimeters at a time.
You have to essentially go in at an angle, which is really, really hard to do with a very heavy trans.
Big bell housing.
So the thing we figured out is if you actually clock the trans a little bit sideways, get the starter end in first, and then you can kind of clock it back the way it needs to go.
Yeah. And I'll be real honest with you, I'm not past beating the shit out of this tunnel to make some more clearance, because you'll never see it, and I don't want to fight with it. So if I have to go dead below Dave, I will. So we didn't finish last night, obviously, because it's daylight outside again. But we got pretty far. We got to a comfortable stopping point. And we were kind of missing some things to button up the exhaust. One of the flange gaskets was missing. So I had to go get a new one of those. So we figured we just slap the trans back in, get everything pretty much ready for the new clutch cable to go in. So we still got the clutch cable, the quadrant, starter to put back in, exhaust to bolt back up, nothing major. Alex is eating dinner right now, and the clutch cable is a 2-man job. because you have to have somebody in the car and you have to have somebody down by the trans to get your adjustments correct. I'm sure it can be done with one person, but we have two, so I'll just wait for him to finish his dinner. And then we're going to jump right into this thing, and hopefully it works. I mean, it worked before, so I don't see why it would not work now. But hopefully it works better. That's what we're trying to do, is make this thing better. It's pretty clean under here. It could use a pressure washing and some purple power. But other than that, it's going to be ready to rip. We got a new heater hose too. One of the heater core to, I don't know if it goes to the intake or whatever. It goes to something up there. It was missing that, so I stopped and got one of those. Stopped and got the exhaust flange bolt or gasket. And yeah, we're going to get right back into this thing. I've had a long day today. I don't know. It's just one of those days, you know, where like, just not in the best of moods. So I got my YouTube juice, and we're gonna have a good time. You guys always wonder why Alex gets paid the big bucks. It's because he does the shit that I don't want to do, like this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to at all.
It's not that bad.
All right. So we have gotten the clutch cable installed. The trans is back in. We have been fucking with the exhaust for probably about 2 hours now, because this engine's been swapped a couple times. These manifolds have been taken on and back off and back on and back off a couple times by people that weren't me and Alex. So we knew they had some issues when we put them back on last time, and now we're facing the gremlins of not being able to get them back on. So what we were planning on doing was just taking the studs out of the manifold and putting new studs in it. And the head on those studs is a 6mm, and Alex started to take one off, and look at what this guy did. Alex, show him what you did. He done broke a damn wrench.
Yep.
Snapped it.
The only 6mm wrench we own.
Snapped it clean. So I just have a question. Okay. So why were you using a wrench?
Nothing else goes on it.
What about a socket?
Try and get a socket on that.
Well, we got to get the nut off first. That's why we were trying to take the H-pipe down.
I was just checking for see if it would actually work, and that bitch
You were checking to see if it actually worked, so you weren't putting any pressure on it.
I went like this, and it fucking snapped off. I think this wrench was already broken, but
I mean, if you didn't try to loosen it with that and it broke, I would imagine that it was already broken. But Jesus Christ, dude, let's get the H pipe back down,
and it don't go on there because look at the way that's designed. It's only made for a wrench.
Well, this is also a 12-point 6mm socket. Get a 5-point.
I tried a 5-point. It don't fit.
I'm probably about, I don't know, 7, 8 beers deep. And now I'm influencing Alex to have the worst ideas possible. So let's get this thing hot and see if we can't get some studs out of this manifold. Send it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the way to do it. Do it for real. Yeah. Alright, Alex. So here's what I'm thinking, right?
Okay.
The torch method didn't work because obviously we're using the tiniest wrench possible because it's the tiniest stud possible.
Yeah.
But Father Time said he would come out here tomorrow and look at it, right?
Yeah.
So basically where I'm at on that is that there's nothing that we can fuck up that he can't fix. Right? So, what I'm thinking is, right, check this out. Since we're in a better spot now, than we were on the ground when we were doing the rear main on the van, and we fucked the exhaust studs up, here's what I'm thinking. So, we'll break out the welder, right? Because he doesn't care. He said you guys can use it.
Yeah.
Just don't burn anything down.
Yeah.
So we'll break out the welder. I'll weld a nut to it, or you can weld the nut to it. I really don't care at this point because we're in a much better spot with it way up in the air. And then we'll try to get that stud out. We'll put a 13 millimeter bolt on it, and then we can use the impact.
I think 13 will be too small.
A 13?
Yeah.
That's what size it is.
No, 15.
Oh. Well, whatever. I mean, I think a 13 welded on there would be pretty minty. Either way, I don't care. 13, 15, doesn't matter to me.
Fuck it, let's weld some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Where are my nuts?
Wherever you pull.
That's good. I don't know where I put them. I got one on the ground here. I think that's something I can use.
As long as it fits over the end.
You already cut me up?
Uh-huh.
Shit, look at you. God damn. Oh, I gotta cut that.
Don't weld the pliers to the bolt or to the nut.
Well, this is a self darkening helmet, so I should be fine.
Do your thing, baby boy.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pack it first. As far out as I can, because I want to get as much penetration as physically possible. Like that. And then you can keep those. And then, got the cutters.
Right down the welder.
Get this. I am not a welder, by the way, at all. So this is just kind of a little fun experiment that me and Alex are gonna do. See if we got what it takes. Probably. That cheater bar.
Is it coming out?
Yeah. If not, it would have broke already. Hold it. Can you hold the ratchet?
Yeah. Watch it.
Fucking arms are getting tired. Oh. Oh no. We're off. We're off. You gotta get back on there. No, we're off.
Yeah.
How in the fuck? Still on there.
Alright.
Fuck. Maybe we should not be using a wobble. Try again.
Grab your ratchet.
Here, hit that bitch on there. Give it a few little taps. Oh yeah. That's. Here, hold it.
See, boys, all about deep penetration.
Hold the ratchet.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking held the
the button.
You got it?
Yep.
Oh, really good top. Huh?
You got quiet again. Still turning.
Yeah. Sure the fuck is.
It may look ugly, but it holds.
Damn. Nothing spins. Okay. Those aren't part of the stud. You have to reuse those. Huh?
So when Alex starts working at BC, can he get me one of these things?
Probably.
You what?
I'm a fucking legend.
You get that?
Yeah, I sure the fuck did. I'm a fucking welder. I'm a fucking welder. You see that shit? Damn. Nothing spins. Okay. Those aren't part of the stud. You have to reuse those. Alright.
There's one out.
Sheesh. Those are silver. See that?
Uh-huh. One out of three. Or one out of
In this video here, we adjusted the clutch. We couldn't record doing that because it was super loud and super annoying. There's kids trying to sleep, so we had to do it very quickly. And we weren't able to record it. It's open header because the studs on the manifolds are super destroyed. We were able to get one of them out by welding those nuts that you saw, but this other one on the driver's side, I welded it on there and the weld held, but now it's just the spacer thing is spinning and it's connected to the nut because I welded it to the nut, as you can see there. And the only way I can fix that is to cut this off with the grinder, but like I said, it's too late to be making that much noise. So we're just gonna wait till tomorrow. We're gonna leave you guys on a little cliffhanger. But the clutch works great. It's adjusted properly. Flywheel works great. The new heater hose that we put in place works great. No leaks, no oil leaks, none of that. But next time you see this car, it'll probably have full exhaust on it. We're still debating on long tubes or shorties. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think we should do to this thing. Like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, the more attention this build gets, the crazier we will go with it. Maybe even like a turbo setup. I have no idea yet. But yeah, anything you want to add to that?
I vote shorties. I don't want to do long tubes on this car.
Is that it?
That's it.